Hello, welcome to my Global Digital School of Art. You are just in time for the first lesson of the first term in the year of 2014. Let's hope it's going to be a safe and creative one for all of us. Before I get this lesson underway, I would like to thank the viewers who have subscribed to my channel and sent some one or two very kind, generous little notes to me. This lesson is watercolors. On this particular occasion, I will not even be getting my brush wet. However, I will keep a dry brush in order to brush away some of the doubts, the anxieties and some of the tensions which are tending to hold some students back a little bit. So I can't even describe this lesson, but keep a sense of humour, keep an open mind. It may well take 2 or 3 days later for some of the things which I'm about to do or say to click in. So let's get the lesson underway. In the early days, when students first arrive in classes, and I suggest we're going to do a little bit of drawing, all the anxieties and the gremlins start to jump out at them. Look, they hold their pencils far too low, too close to the actual drawing edge, and if I give them a bottle or something like that to draw, they will look at the bottle, and a bottle is so large because they're really only used to finger operating. It's called writing. Okay. Now, whereas I can draw much larger and casually because I'm using not just my fingers, but I'm actually using my wrist, and I'm relaxed when I do it. And it would be very, very difficult for somebody to write their name that size. So I need to overcome some of their gremlins and unlock their brains when they first start, and I'm going to exaggerate here. They will look at the bottle and they come down the side of the bottle. It might have a slight swelling on the actual neck. It then tends to come out and it curves. And now they're coming down this line here and they're looking at the distance between there in order to keep it level. And there is so much tension in their hands that they're actually digging holes in the paper, and as they come towards the bottom of the paper, they realise they're running out of space, or they know that the bottle isn't quite long enough, but they're running out of space, so they do a tight turn and they tend to flatten out at the bottom there, like so, and they think, okay, that's about the right width, so they stop there. Right, now the next thing is they now start at the top again. Now things are getting really bad because they've got a mirror image and they're looking at the bottle, but they're also looking at that mirror image on this side. So they decide, okay, all's going well so far, so they come down and now they've got to try and mirror image the swelling on that. They start to panic a little bit on that one, and they realise they've gone out a little bit too far, so they start to come back in a little bit too quickly, and now they've got to make the decision where to turn on there. They might turn a little bit too early. Now they're really in trouble. So what they will tend to do is, oh, okay, here we go. We'll rub that out, and we'll try again. The problem is that they've still got the indentation there. So they might turn at the right point, but now they're going out, now they may come in a little bit too early. Right? So he's out with the eraser again, and what they're actually doing, they're not just destroying the paper, they are in actual fact destroying themselves, and they'll think, oh, I've gone out far enough, I will now swing back, and they're coming back in a little bit too tight. They're now looking at the other side of the bottle, right, trying to get a parallel line going down there, and now they're panicking, will they meet this line at the bottom? And so it goes on. Right, now one of the big problems is that, okay, they might cut across there to get back on that line. One of the big problems is because your fingers are in the way. When you're actually drawing, you can actually see the lead of the pencil and the sides. When you're drawing on this side, you're starting to cover up some of your pencil, because it's very much like writing a word but not moving your hand along, and you're drawing into your fingers. So therefore things are going to change. So what I'm going to suggest you do is that move your fingers up the pencil, relax with the pencil, stop trying to dig holes, stop trying to punish yourself all the time for what is going wrong, because your brain is locking up and there is so much tension in your fingers that even if you was to get it correct, it would be really quite boring. So I'm going to try and overcome this problems which my students have, and I can do this in a number of different ways. And one of my best ways is to bring it down to, let's say, 2 minute, or let's say 3 or 2 minute drawings. Now that I know they're going to panic a little bit, because they turn around and say, well, you know, what's he going to expect us to draw? Well, I can do this a number of different ways. I can actually turn around and say, look, shut your eyes. When you open your eyes, draw anything which you see, but you've only got 2 minutes. But then they'll turn around and say, well, you know, what am I actually, they're worried about what they're going to see when they open their eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and say, look, I don't care what it is, draw it. In my particular case here, I can see my drawing board. Look, here's the end of my drawing board and my thing on it, right? That's it. That's enough. I can turn around. Look, I can see my cup. Here's my cup, right? There's my. Look, I can also see my glass. It's not that shape. It doesn't matter. It's a glass. And look, it's got my brushes and it's got my pencils in it. Right, now it doesn't matter what it is. I can see the edge of the door. I can see the edge of there's the door there. I can see the edge of the room. Look, I might actually turn around. Look, I might actually see a person. So I draw a little bit. The moment that 2 minutes is up, that's it. It's finished. Right, now what I've actually done, I haven't given my brain too much time to actually stop and criticise what I'm actually drawing there. I'm not worried about whether or not that side is the same as that side, or that side is the same as that side. I'm not worried about the length of my brush. I haven't got time. So therefore it's sort of drawing in action. Okay, now I'm going to take this one step further. Okay, so what I need to do is clear the decks and get a slightly larger piece of paper. Okay, I've now got a larger sheet of paper. I do have a lot of laughs with this one, by the way. I'm scrambling the students' brains as much as anything to stop them beating themselves up all the time. So now they've got a larger piece of paper, I will turn around and tell them they've got 2 minutes to draw something. And once again they tell me, oh, what am I going to draw? So their brain's already starting to go a little bit. When I was talking about the bottle, it is funny sometimes when students are drawing a person and they get down to the lower part of their paper and then realise they're running out of paper, so they give the person very, very short legs. Alright, right, now there's a number of ways I can do this. I can just shout out an object. I can shout out something like, you know, a bus or a penguin, and their brain goes totally scrambled now. I scramble it up a little bit more because I want to get them over the white fright of the paper, fright of what they're capable of doing. So they're worried about destroying their piece of paper. I'll give them a piece of my paper sometimes, but what I do is I put it on the floor and I walk on it, or I tell them to screw it up. Now, we screwed the bit of paper up. You screw it up a bit more if you want. And now I'm going to suggest that you tape this down, by the way, so you don't lose control of it. Look, they don't pay me much when I'm teaching, so at least I can have fun. Right, now, here we go. I will now ask them to get 3 pencils. That doesn't matter what weight they are. They can all be, let's use one of the school pencils here. And here we go. Right, now, you've got 2 minutes. And, alright, I'll give you 3. We've got 3 pencils. I'll put them down the side, you can see them down there. Right, now we're going to start drawing. So it comes back to this question of what we're going to draw again. So I take a little bit of pressure off them. I'll give them a bottle and an apple or something like that, and I tell them, I say, okay, here we go. Right, now here's the problem. Right, once you start drawing, the moment that pencil stops, it doesn't matter even if you've made one little tick, that is the end of the drawing. That is where it finishes. So pencil is going to run out of a point there, so therefore we're going to use 3 pencils. I'll put them on the side, and when I say go, we start drawing. Okay, so here we go. We're looking at look at the bottle, and I go beep, and off we go. Now here's the bottle coming in. Right. Call it pencil doodling, call it pencil scribbling, call it whatever you like. Right, okay, we'll have an apple here. There we go. I'll get even flash. Look, I'm going to put a glass in there. It's a little bit... Look, here's a glass. Can we see it? Yeah, we can see that. Okay. Now, take my word for it, you're going to start running out of energy really very, very fast. Now look, you don't have to actually look. I keep the pencil going and I'm reaching over and I'm getting my next pencil. Here we go, I've now got the 2 on the go. I can now put this one down. Looks like a ball of wool. Look, I'm not really too worried whether or not the bottle is the right shape. Look, if I want to make it taller, I'll just make it taller. Right, now when that pencil starts running out, am I getting out of my camera shot now? Right, here we go. Look, I keep it going. In actual fact, I can talk to the students while I'm doing this. I'm not even looking at my drawing. There's a second pencil on the go. This is the HB. It's a bit hard. Not really dense enough for what I want. So look, I'm going to go. Here I go. I'm going back. Yeah. Well, what's that? What's this one? I can't. My pencil's moving too fast. I can't see it. Looks to me on my drawing. Looks as though it could be my 4B. Right, now, the moment, if I'd stopped at any moment there, that would be, whatever it is, that's the end of the actual painting, alright? And even if I don't stop, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you've had it, right? You're not used to this. So, okay, let's look, I'm even going to go so far, look, I'm going to sign it. Finished, done, right? Right, now whatever it is, that is it. You don't have to make any apologies. You never ruin the paper because it was screwed up in the first place. And your brain didn't have time to stop and criticise, because this is what we do all the time. criticize, gremlins, and you can turn around and say, well, what more do you expect? And so therefore you can give yourself a bit of a let out. Gremlins and self-criticism is very helpful, but it must not play a major part, right? Now, it's helpful that you can look at something and analyse it, but you've got to be kind and you've got to be fair to yourself. So you say to this gremlin, look, okay, I know it's not great, what more do you expect? If you go away, I will get a little bit better. Right, now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you, I'm going to zoom in, right? There we go, there's my scribble. Beautiful. Look, it is beautiful because it is, it's totally free. It's not beating myself up. Right, now what I'm going to do, you think that is a little bit strange? Look, here I go. I'm going to put this up on the wall now. Right, I'm going to now get my camera up. Zoom it back, give it a bit of distance. Look, now you can see it's not perfect, but look, I've got a bottle, I've got an apple, and I've got a glass. Right, now we can also do this same process but using our watercolor pencils. So now I can go from mono to a slightly camouflaged one, and I will show you one of those in a moment. Okay, now this is what I'm hoping I would describe it as limbering up, because I'm on the next video I will do a very loose watercolor painting, and I want you to have that same casual attitude towards it. It's not going to be tight, it's not going to be perfect, and one of the nice things about this is that it gives people the opportunity for them to use their imaginations, and their imaginations quite often is far better than what you or I can actually paint. So each person who comes along and looks at it will see something different. Right, now this scribble, don't dismiss it, because what has actually happened, and my dogs have started to bark, is that I've enjoyed it, right? And sometimes I can do something very tight and I can say with all honesty it's pretty good, but did I enjoy it? And the answer comes back no. But when it comes to something like this, yeah, I had a wonderful time. Okay, I'm now going to put the other one up. Right, okay, there you go. That is my doodle, scribble, multicoloured one. And believe me, they are great fun to do. And that is a bona fide piece of work on its own. It's not over tight, it allows anybody to fill up the rest of it where they can. Yes, I could sit down and fiddle with it and make a few alterations, but why should I? You know, this is your time, your fun, your enjoyment. If you enjoy it first, maybe other people might enjoy it as well. Okay, now I know that was a little bit of a scrambled type video, probably not what you was quite expecting, but I want you to practice this for just for a little while I'm getting up the next watercolor video, and maybe some of this might make a little bit of sense. Have fun, folks. Bye for now. Okay, a little footnote here. Having gone through that strange little exercise, hopefully you'll do maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 of these little scribbles. When you've finished them, have a look at them, and then screw them up, chuck them in the bin. Okay, whatever you do, don't chuck yourself into the bin with them. We have just thrown away gremlins. The dog's just come over to have a look at it. No, she doesn't like it very much. Look, if you've got one good one, put it in your folder just as a little reminder. When you finish a little bit of work, it is really should be all about keeping a record of the enjoyment in the act of painting. If other people like it, well, that is in actual fact a bonus. It's very much like, okay, I've thrown that piece of paper away. Look, if I go for a walk down the park with the dogs, when I come back, I don't bring the park back with me. But what I do is I bring back the memory of that little walk. Okay, maybe it wasn't such a good one. I'll change my route next time. Oh, look, they've heard that magic word, walk. So I should say, fairly well, and I got dogs to take for a walk. Bye now.